Good morning. It's a beautiful day out here in Foster, Rhode Island. My purpose in doing this video is to show how much work there's involved in cutting, transporting, splitting, stacking a full cord of wood. And for those of you who buy it, you may find that it's quite a bargain if you can get it for $180, $200 a cord. When you see how much work is involved and how much investment it takes to actually do this. I'm working with an old Iseki Boland's 19 horsepower diesel tractor, four-wheel drive, which I need in Foster because there's a lot of rocks. It's very, very hard to get around in here. Very rough terrain. But I also have a steel MS250 with a spacer bar on the front for my small cutting, and makes it a little faster, or actually a lot faster, in cutting my wood to length. I want it exactly 19 inches long if I can, or close to it. So this is how I do it. I have just a steel rod, threaded rod, and it's mounted right to the blade. I'll show you later on how that works. I also have an MS290 for the initial felling and the really heavy work, the biggest pieces of the trunk. So I've already picked out the tree, and I have my cell phone. I'm going to try to time everything to show how long it takes. So let's get going. Okay, so we moved down into the woods. My operation is strictly thinning, so I'm trying to find trees that are ready to come down. I have a couple of red oaks here. Obviously, this one is beyond my capacity. Okay, so that one probably has a cord and a half of wood, possibly even 2 cords. This one is a little bit more manageable. My guess is approximately a cord there, so that's the one I'm going to work with. I have my cell phone with me. Okay, of course I don't have it going yet, but I'll time myself for every single step of the operation so we can come up with an accurate figure of how long it's actually going to take me. So I'm going to set up the camera further back. Hopefully the tree will fall toward the camera, but not hit it. So let's see how it goes. It's 8:30 right now, 8:29, and off we go. Okay, the camera's set up, and I've got the camera placed far enough away, I hope, that the crown does not come down and squash it. It's quite tall. Okay, and let's see if we can zoom in. Alright, so this will be the cutting operation, and if everything goes right, the tree will fall right in front of the camera. So let's see how that goes. I would say that's pretty good figuring, since the tree ended up probably about 15 to 20 feet from where the camera was sitting. I forgot to mention I have ear protection in, I've got plugs, and I'm also working with a brand new chain, which makes a huge difference in the cutting. Sometimes it can cut your time in half compared to a dull chain. So here we go. Now we're just going to reset up and cut each piece to length. Okay, here we are at the stump. I brought my equipment down, and that's what we have to work on. I'm not even going to give you an estimate on how long it is, but it is fairly straight. First operation is going to be marking. Okay, I'm going to mark them all 19 inches. The piece is 19 inches. I'll be doing all the cutting to length right here so that I can take it out in the bucket of the tractor. So here we go. I'm going to be using the small chainsaw first. And as I said, I've got a spacer bar on the front. Actually, it's more like a steel rod, which will be used to mark every piece to 19 inches or close to it. Okay, moving to the bigger saw now. I think you've gotten the idea. we'll continue on. The time is 8:52. Okay, just want to show you really quickly what I do after I've gotten the rods cut roughly all the way through. Try to find a spot where I've got daylight showing underneath the log. Go to this one. That's why it's good to have two saws. Alright, what I'll do is, if I can do it by hand, I'll do it by hand. If not, I'll use the tractor. But I turn the log over. Too heavy. Okay, I'll have to use the tractor to do it. But the whole idea is to cut without touching the ground with that chain. That would be the death of the chain. Okay, back again. That little jam up cost me some time. It's 9:09. Alright, the chain got a little loose because it's brand new. Stretch it out. Got the sawdust caught between the chain and the bar. Okay, believe it or not, I think that was the easy part. Okay, the entire trunk right up to the beginning of the crown is cut to length. Now I just have to start loading up the tractor and bringing it up to the splitter. Now remember, all of my wood is free. Okay, a lot of guys have to pay for their wood. These are very heavy, probably 100 pounds, I'm guessing, maybe more. Each piece, wet, stinky. My father used to call it piss oak. All right. Now up to the wood splitter. Okay, here I am up in the field. It took me about 5 minutes to get out here. That's where I'm coming from, down in the woods. Not terribly far beyond where you can see. I'm using a super split log splitter with the optional table. It's only a 6 horsepower Subaru engine, but does a terrific job for what I want. Okay, this is not what you'd call a commercial operation. This is a one-man operation. I need a machine that I can operate alone. So as you can see, I drive up to the splitter with my tractor and get the 2 logs or whatever's in the bucket poised to be split. All right, I'm going to set the camera up and we'll be ready to go in a minute. Okay, the pile is, well, there's actually 2 cords here. There's a cord on this side, a cord seasoned on the other side. I've done the math, and 4.5 feet tall sitting on these rails and 18 feet long gives me 1 cord. So there is 1 cord here. Put a marker, so I want to see how long it takes me to get my next cord. So we'll be starting the machine. Usually starts on 1 pull. Let's see. Okay, just had to change the battery. That's the end of my first upload. As the lights get through the size of the small machine, so it's not perfectly stable on rough ground. So I have to be careful how high I have the bucket, and have to be careful that I don't ride up on a rock or a stump and flip myself. I'm working alone, and it's not the most advisable thing to do. I've been told that many times, and yeah, I'm a stubborn old Yankee, I guess. I want to give you a time fix. Alright, it's 9:51. I did stop for a drink of water, so that's where we are. The next time I show me working will be when I've gotten all of the trunk, main part of the tree, out of the woods and split. So let's see how we do. Here we are at 12:40, and it looks like so far I've got a little bit over half a cord, probably 5/8 maybe, and I've used up all of the trunk. So now I'm going to be getting up into the branches. I'll show you what that looks like back at the tree. I haven't taken any breaks. Again, my intention is to go until I get a cord. Okay, so here we are on the scene of the original felling this morning. As you can see, the trunk is gone. I'm getting up into the branches. I'm going to be using the smaller saw with the spacer rod so that I can get a nice accurate measurement on all of the pieces. Okay, as you can see, it's 3:02. I just about cleaned up everything that's salvageable from the tree that I cut this morning. So I do have a little collateral damage here. Black birch, which is also very good for firewood. I'm going to take that out, and that should bring me up to 1 quart. Okay, just to show you how dangerous this job can actually be, it's been about 3 minutes since I talked to you last. I cut that black birch off, and that was absolutely no problem. And when I shut this phone off, or I shut the camera off, I heard something cracking, and a big crunch. And guess what? This huge limb came down right behind me. I'd say probably 20 feet away, and came right off that spot up there. Okay, and I guess this was damaged this morning when the tree came down, because there's the stump right over there. It's a dangerous job, no doubt. Okay, here we are at the end of the day. It's 3 something. Let's see. Come on, baby. 3:18. All right, and I'm packing it up. I'm beat. There's the stump from the original tree. There's the pile of what's left of it. And there's that big branch that came down from that big tree right there. So if I am short, I've still got some more wood there that was all part of this cutting. But with the black birch, I think I'll be okay. I think it should be 1 quart. Okay, end of the day ride home. One way I could make this a little bit more efficient was would have been to pick a tree closer to the wood pile. But hindsight. All right. Okay, end of the day. 3:29 or 3:30. Make it a little more accurate or inaccurate. All right. I know from experience that 18 feet, 18 running feet, 4.5 feet high, and 19 to 20 inches wide gives me about 1 quart. I'm going to taste it off. I have big feet, I guess, and my shoe basically measures 1 foot from heel to toe. So I'm going to taste it off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. And that triangular piece there would fill in underneath there. So there you go. 1 quart, and I'll have to figure out the time afterward.